Hello everyone, we're live. Let me just snap the camera the other way for a second. It's been a time. It's been a couple of weeks since we had a nice break, and here we are. We're hopefully going to have a nice break with some Hobby Revo and 2 boxes of Hoops Premium Blasters, which we'll probably be doing first. I do have some 2021 Hoops on the way from the USA in the form of Blasters. We don't know what we're doing with those yet. As well as a retail box coming from Mint Collectibles up in Queensland that I paid probably way too much for, let's be honest, but whatevs. The Trevs. Did you kill it on Top Shot again? Yes, actually, I think so. So I got like a nice LeBron. So I'm gonna say yes, tentatively. I don't know if it's a yes, to be honest. We will see. But Pat is here. Hey to him, Pat. It is good to see you, my friend. Pat, did you want to come and hang out in the Discord and chat through this break with me? Because I don't have a Sam. Because you're in this break, so you know this could be interesting. Or are you not yet feeling good enough about about basketball yet? Because I know that you've been studying stuff, so you know I thought I would make the offers for you to come and hang out. Plus, you'll love this one, Pat. I can set it up. Okay, yeah, sure, cool, excellent. Let me get a link for you. You'll love this, Pat. So, how am I going to say this? So, this episode of the podcast for this week for Commander Crunch that we recorded today, we had the CEO of CFB Group, which is Joshua Grant, on, who was so enamored with the conversation that he has decided and spoken with his marketing people that he very much would like to have Commander Crunch for the episode linked through their socials. So that's pretty cool. Let's get you a link. Copy button. There we go. And then let's go to the Facebook. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba. There you go. That link should work, my friend. We'll just wait for Pat to get in here. Yeah, so CFB Group, that's pretty cool. So Channel Fireball now are changing how they do stuff. Their focus is on the actual retail outlets themselves rather than themselves being a retail outlet, which I think is probably the best way for them moving forward for their events and stuff. So I'm actually pretty excited. Chesh, did you get a LeBron today? I did get a LeBron today, my Top Shot. Absolutely, Steve-O. And a Giannis. And I think like a Josh Green or someone. It should actually be all on YouTube at the moment. But yes, I opened my pack and I got a LeBron in the 12,000 range. A Giannis in like the 12,000 range, I think. Which is pretty cool. Thanks. So it's nice being handed like, 300 US for doing nothing. Pretty much is how that goes down. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for Pat to get in here. For those of you who don't know, Pat is the runner of one of the MTG Facebook auction groups, and a large supporter of Commander Crunch and of course Commander the Distancing, my Magic stuff, and actually does sponsor one of our Commander streams, which we just put him on all the streams because whatever, which is the Commander Crunch podcast that you can find at cmdrcrunch.fireside.fm, or you can find it on Spotify if you're into Magic the Gathering. We talk mostly about Commander and it's really cool. So we will see how he's doing. He's here. Way, there he is. How you doing?
Not too bad. Let me just finish setting this up.
Bloody Americans.
So true. Septic Tank Yank.
Do we still call you an American at this point though? Like, how long have you been in Australia? It's been like
9 years almost. 9
yeah,
years.
I was gonna say it's almost 10 years now. But it must be almost 9 years. I was only out by a year. I'm like, it's been almost a decade. I don't know if we can really truly call you an American now. Like, you've passed your citizenship test years ago, right?
Yeah, I've been a citizen for 3 years now.
Alright, so you're a fucking Australian, mate. The fuck you talking about? You fucking.
No, I've told you this.
Australian.
I learned so much about Australian culture from watching Houses when I moved here.
That's fair. It's good because I can bounce off you, and I've got some eyes on my shit. So when I fuck up, you can tell me.
Let me just open YouTube back up. I messed that
up. No, don't do that because it's behind. It's always behind. Let me share my screen for you so you can see what I'm doing. 720, go live. There you go.
Watch stream. There we go.
There we go.
No, I've been following a lot of basketball this year. I'm doing a fantasy basketball league. And my team started out 7-0, and then I got hit with injuries really hard. I had Christian Wood, Anthony Davis, and D'Angelo Russell, and so I think Paul George shy. So I lost like 5 of my top 6 picks, and I just tanked I lost 3 of the last 4 weeks, but I'm 8-3 still, and I should make the playoffs. But I've followed basketball a lot. Like, I don't know, I find it real interesting. Like, you and I discuss it a bit, and we have some differing opinions at times. Like, I don't know how I feel about Top Shots at all, but
look, as I keep saying to people, it's free money at this point. Like, if you can find your way around crypto, you can certainly find your way around this pretty easily.
Well, exactly. It's like a free roll for you at this point. I don't know though. Like, you see some of these people who've spent like $250,000, and you're like, I don't know how they are going to cash out. I'm curious.
So there was an update earlier today where they talked about that, and they were saying that yes, the maximum to outlay to withdraw at the moment is 1K. But with people with a significant balance, they're changing that so that they can withdraw more. Unfortunately, I still can't withdraw my fucking balance. I went and bought another moment, so I'm at like 1.6K now. But I'm gonna show the camera this. 1.6K plus this.
I saw this. I mean, you were trading into like some seriously sick. So is that the thing? Is the goal just to like move this into a different asset class and cash out that way if you need to?
That's pretty much what I've been doing. And this and this and this. I know it's Chronicles. Don't get me started. I grabbed it because I wanted to. And a couple of slabs I've already sold. For higher than I got them for, but I'm not selling this Kobe. I'm definitely not selling this.
What do you think of Kobe being the new Jerry West logo? What do you reckon?
I don't see. Oh, not that one. I don't see why not. But in saying that, all right, I'm gonna say something and people aren't gonna like it. Kobe was a phenomenal player. However, Kobe is not Michael Jordan. And this is going to be a very big point of contention for a lot of people because the Mamba was amazing. He was a great player, but he's not the GOAT. You know, Michael Jordan was the GOAT. Jordan never had his on the NBA logo, did he? Like the jump in?
No.
Because he can completely control that himself. Do I think that players should be changed into the NBA logo rotating? Every decade, yes. I think that they should take the best living player from that decade at the end of that decade and make them the NBA logo for the next decade.
It's an interesting idea. I don't hate this.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter because, you know, if they change something, they're going to change it. And if they don't, they don't. It's not a whole lot you can do.
I am, I grew up American, as you know, so I grew up a huge baseball fan and largely got into being a nerd also, a math nerd, got into sabermetrics and stuff. And so it's sort of weird for me as somebody got into basketball late. Like, I can watch MJ and be impressed, but he's not the GOAT for me. maybe because of the era, maybe because I'm a big fan of advanced stats. Like I don't know, he's a great player. There's no doubt, but I got into this debate with a friend recently where I said LeBron was the GOAT, and he's like, "You're crazy," and I'm like MJ might be the better player, but who's the better teammate, the better GM, the better human, probably? Like MJ's not a nice guy by any stretch, according to anyone. Like,
do we really want to get into the better human? Because
that's an interesting one, but like, it's just an interesting thing. Like, as someone who comes from like a different era or comes from a different angle, like, I look at that 30% from three shooting percentage, and I'm just like, oh, this ain't for me. I'll take Kevin Durant with his like always takes the good shot kind of mentality. I love it. But
I get it. So if we want to get into who's the better human, there's a really weird thing with Kobe, because
I was talking to Kobe. I was talking about LeBron and LeBron and
I'm gonna get there
MJ
in a sec, but I wanted to start with Kobe. Kobe's past, not unlike Karl Malone's past, that has a few
bumps. There's a few bumps there. Yep.
A few legal bumps that were settled out of court with young women, to say the least.
Yeah, no, I was.
So
I recall.
Here's my thing with LeBron. I don't understand why LeBron isn't considered to be in GOAT status. And here's the thing. So LeBron doesn't just score. LeBron facilitates, assists in making plays, has now got rings. Like, there's so many reasons to say, well
that's the thing, right? He just shows up with a moribund Lakers franchise, and within 2 years creates, wins it all.
Exactly.
And that's just insane.
And I want people to remember that Lakers at this point, before LeBron had changed in, was considered to be written off, old, lame, couldn't even reach a championship. People were just like writing them off left, right, and center. LeBron comes in, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh wait, no, actually we were wrong. Like,
well, what's amazing is he takes all these vets who are like nothing, like Rajon Rondo, all these has-been vet players who like aren't popular and aren't sexy, and like I say, he just creates a winning environment. And I don't know, like I think there's something to be said that like he makes teammates around him so much better.
Yeah.
At 36, he obviously led the league in assists. Like, I don't understand as someone newer who watches him and go, this is truly, transformational what he's doing this late in his career, and how he doesn't even get into the same debate.
Exactly.
That for me is largely the insanity. Like, surely we should be able to have a discussion that he's possible. Ooh, here we go.
Here we go.
Getting this ready to roll.
Yeah. All right, so this is everyone. Everyone is in all 15 spots. Same thing as we did last time. So our top 15 teams are Boston, Dallas, Milwaukee Bucks, Pellies, Hornets, Grizzlies, Lakers, of course, because you have to, Timberwolves, Heat. This was a bit of a one in contention, simply because Heat haven't been really playing well lately, and I debated putting this in the bottom half. Yeah, it's a touchy one. 76ers, Kings, Bulls have been playing pretty well, and they've got a great rookie, so their cards are going up. So they're obviously in the first half because of the Revo stuff, which I'll discuss in a second. Pistons and Cavs. On the lower half of the board, we have the Trailblazers, the Suns, Jazz, Raptors, Thunder, Magic, Hawks, Spurs, Wizards. Again, bit of a contention one. Rockets. I mean, look, I think that Rockets have a chance. We will see. Golden State Warriors, Clippers, Pacers, Nets, and Nuggies. I have already.
Is it me that the Warriors on the bottom half here with James Wiseman? Like, is Wiseman not getting respect with collectors yet?
Oh shit! No, that's what should have been in the top half. See, this is why I wanted a second set of eyes.
Yeah, like
then we
I think the other thing, like, I really have enjoyed seeing the Knicks this year. Like, Tom Thibodeau burns players out, but he just wins. Like, not going to win you a championship, but he's going to, like, at least make you look a lot better than you had.
Knicks have been doing a lot better.
Julius Randle is on my fantasy team as well. I was a big believer in him this year, and I mean, like, there's an argument that, like, I don't even know if you call him most improved player. I'm not sure what you do, but I mean, these fours this year, in the East, like him and Sabonis and just the other bigs like Vucevic, like, I mean, all these guys are averaging like 20 plus points and 8 to 10 boards and 6 assists. And they're all shooting like 43, 44, 45% from the field. Just nutty number. Like, sorry, 50% plus from the field, then like 40% from three. It's just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
The bigs in the East this year are insane.
All right, so here's our top 15. Cleveland on the bottom, Boston's on the top. So we're going to randomize this 5 times. 1, 2, come on, 3, 4, and 5. All right, Pelly's on top, Grizzlies on bottom. It's very interesting. So let's see what we've got. Let's switch out of that into this. Bam. Right. All right. Just gonna want to make sure that just looks. Yeah. See, that's. I hate the way this pastes, and I should have done something about that before, and that's fine.
Baby, the Kings. I love me some Therese Halliburton. I am a huge Halliburton fan.
Well, that's great because Halliburton is one of my top picks, to be honest.
How do you feel? So here's a question for you. You're a collector. So Halliburton is a very, very good, point guard, but he's never going to be a premier scorer, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like very good, but how important? And you can tell me this. How important is it for a player to have their cards gain a lot of value to be a premier scorer?
Look, if you're not putting up points, people don't like you. I can easily say, look at my boy Carson Edwards. If you are unlike Carson Edwards, not getting, or like Carson Edwards, I should say, not getting the time to even show, that's the same as just not getting the points. If you're not getting points and you're not getting time, no one cares about your cards. They want to see.
Carson's a premier scorer when he gets the time, though, right?
I'm
talking about Therese, who might never be better than a Jason Kidd, 15, 10, 10 kind of guy.
Well, that's the crossover, right? Like, if Carson doesn't get the time, he's in the same boat. Like, the score's gonna, the averages are gonna look the same, right? Like, over the whole season. The big problem is that a lot of these new rookies didn't get all of the hype that we were expecting, or that I guess people were expecting that they wouldn't get. They didn't get. So they weren't really hyped out of the gate. Let's just randomize this 5 times. So
probably because of the lack of the big dance, right? Largely these players didn't get to. You're a Carson Edwards fan. Who's Carson Edwards without that amazing run by the Boilermakers? Watching him play.
Exactly, and no one knows. Like, everyone just looks at them and just goes, whatever. Wizards at top, Thunder at bottom. Let's go and bring up the spreadsheet. And get rid of this in just a second. Spreadsheet. All right. That's how it looks. Okay, so Tommy gets Pellies and Wizards. Paul gets the Golden State Warriors and Heat. That's a nice one. Pat, yourself, you get LA Lakers and Atlanta Hawks. What is it with you and the Atlanta Hawks? It's been always... No.
I think it's the Rockets I've gotten every time.
Oh, it was Rockets,
so this time I get the Rockets, yeah. I'll take the Hawks. I'm a big DeAndre Hunter fan as well. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's great. I actually have a rookie card I should send to you, which is a laser tribute from Hoops Premium. So you also get the Cavs and the Suns. Scotty picks up the Timberwolves and Jazz. Mothers picks up the Pistons and Raptors. Pistons being, of course, my top team. Scotty also picks up the Knicks and Nuggies. Joe picks up the Charlotte Hornets and LA Clippers. Congratulations, Joe. He's going to be fucking happy. You also pick up the Kings and the Spurs. Kings, again, another great team for value at this point. Paul Pierce picks up the Celtics and the Nets. Celtics looking really strong with Peyton Pritchard. Adam picks up the 76ers and Pacers. Again, a great team. Steve picks up the Bulls and the Trailblazers, so maybe we can hit a nice Bulls order. That'd be terrific. Jeff picks up the Bucks and the Rockets. Joe also picks up Mavs and Magic, and Tommy also picks up the Grizz and OKC. I will now post this on the Facebook exactly where you bought your spots. If anyone's wondering, yes, we are working on the site itself. Let's go, says Tommy. Stevie says, happy with mine. Yeah, you should be. So let me just go and get this the fuck off our screen because we don't need to see it.
I mean, that Bulls team indeed. Like, I think Zach Levine is
he's been killing it.
His percentages this year are insane. Like the quality of shot he's taking, it's like nearing Kevin Durant levels.
Yeah,
where he just seems to make everything from everywhere.
But out of nowhere, like he was written off as like just being trashed here. Nobody wanted him. Nobody liked him.
Yeah, he was just like an over athletic guard who could finish at the hoop, but like, you know, just wasn't. And now he's like putting up like 28 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, like, and the percentages, like he's shooting like 46% from 3 at the break, and that's just insanity.
Exactly. So it's great because like his shit obviously is going up, which is terrific. But the new Bulls rookie is looking pretty good as well. So that's like shot Bulls up. And I honestly, I was thinking about it, and I honestly keep saying to myself, like, what happens if the Bulls get Carson Edwards or somebody like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Carson's not getting time.
So you saw that the Thunder today traded Diallo to the Pistons, largely because they've decided Dort's the future and they're not going to re-sign Diallo.
Yeah,
I think the same's to be said. Like I think like if you're looking at what Carson Edwards could do, like, you know, you see what Jordan Clarkson's doing in Utah this year is like the runaway 6th man of the year. Like, I think Edwards, if he can find a team where he can get more minutes, who needs like a second team scorer, that's where he's going to get a shot.
Oh, absolutely.
He comes off the bench for like 18 to 22 minutes and he's just lightning in a bottle, like just putting up, you know, 14 shots a night, getting a pretty high usage percentage in the second team.
Well, that's it. Like, I was saying to somebody the other day, because I had another naysayer go, like, I don't understand. And I was like, go and check his college stuff out and come back to me. And they came back to me, like, the next day, and they were like, I went and watched one college game, and I was like, wait a second, is this the same guy? And he's like, and then I started watching all of his college games, and I couldn't believe it because he was so good. And I'm like, yeah, he just needs the time because he's a great shooter and he's a great scorer and he can dunk for a little guy. Like, this is like some weird ass shit, but I think
do you know the exact teams I like him on theoretically are teams that have good bigs that can, you know, I actually reckon the Magic are a team that lacks shooting but have, you know, good defense. And because he has some defensive issues because of his size, but if you mask them correctly, like, he could still guard the perimeter fine. He just can't handle a bigger guard driving on him.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I looked at a team like the Magic and I thought, they've told everyone we're not blowing it up. We're going to get healthy and try again next year. So I don't know. I think Edwards there would be a really nice fit, actually.
Now I'm just going to put this up to 23 because I just want to check. Alright, so the ring is going to be annoying. I can't really do much about that. I've had to like slightly change. Let's turn off that there. That should be warm enough. I've had to change my light setup, and I still need to change it more because that light is still too close. That'll do. Alright, we'll run with it. We'll see how it goes. So good luck, everyone. But yeah, like, I can see, you know, Carson Edwards hopefully being traded to a team that actually needs a good PG. And him just like getting 20 minutes a night and just smashing it and, you know, doing a lot. But time will tell. Let's turn off autofocus and let's see how we go. All right, cool. That's good enough.
Better than me now without autofocus.
All right, so we got George Hill, we got Mike Conley, we got Paul Millsap.
Conley, best player never to make an All-Star
for
game.
Clips, we've got Reggie Jackson. And this is why I don't like Hoops Premium, by the way. This is almost as bad as Magic cards.
I've noticed there's a lot of sprinkling, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it's right out, so like it clearly is moisture trapped inside the pack.
Exactly. Got a silver in here. Let me just... fuck it. I'll clean up the packs later. I don't care. So we got Tristan Thompson. We got Russell Westbrook. We got Bruno Fernando. And Draymond Green. Nice silver.
Draymond Green, he might be the first player ever to end up with more assists than points per game in a season. As a starter.
Yeah, pretty much. Another silver. Bojan Bogdanovic. DeMar DeRozan. We got Kyle Anderson. And backstage pass holo of Kawhi Leonard. That is very nice, and we will absolutely just chuck that straight into a sleeve.
I've like that Clippers team this year. I mean, it's funny because everyone just wants them to choke.
Well,
they had that game the other day where like PG and him couldn't hit a shot in the last 4 minutes, 37, whatever. But that team's still really good. Like West, I mean, I still could see them coming out of the West at this point. Between him and George and Batum, they got like kind of 3 wing defenders that can defend every spot. Like it's just not bad.
There they are. Toppies. Yeah, so I actually think that they have a good shot this year. They did choke in that game. It wasn't their best, but it certainly wasn't their worst. And I can see the possibility of like, a really good series from them. In saying that, it might also just be weird wishful thinking in the back of my head because I have a Kawhi Leonard rookie at PSA at the moment. So that's gonna be like great when it comes back. We'll see. Nicholas Batum, Jeff Teague. We have a Zion Williamson tribute, and Naz Reid in the Mojo. Oh, at least we got a Williamson, I guess. And it's a tribute.
So what do you make of Zion improving so much this year, but 2019-20 product not being hot?
Well, here's the weird thing. So I don't know what's going on with his product. He's a machine, and look at that Pringle. He's been putting up some great play and some great points, but also has shown, absolutely without a doubt, has shown that he's improved, right? So.
Well, he's not just empty points anymore. He's passing the ball. He's getting boards. Like he's doing a bit more.
I likened it originally to Shaq, and I said this guy is ferocious. This guy has a lot of play. He's fast. He doesn't look fast when he's on the court. He looks like he's hobbling and being a bit weird. But that breakaway that he does, no one sees it. It's lightning fast. He just gets around somebody and just smashes that ball. He's been working on his shooting, and this is something Shaq never did, right? So Shaq should have been the GOAT, but Shaq couldn't be the GOAT once MJ retired because Shaq never actually worked on his game. He got to a point where he's like, no, I'm good enough. But you get him on that free throw line and he's shit. He just can't sink it, right? So Zion has been actively working on his 2 game, has been throwing up a couple of threes here and there, is showing progress. And I'm like, well, you know that you have raw talent and you're actually working on your skills. You're not doing the Shaq. You're actually exceeding the Shaq. I think that is telling. That's why I got that PSA 9, because I'm going to hold that. I've got some other Zions to grade I'm going to hold as well. Do I wish there were silvers? Absolutely, because I think Zion is the one to watch in the next couple of years.
I mean, he has like a 60% plus field goal rate this year. Like it's just out of control. Like I mean, given the amount of shots he's taking, yes, his 3-point shot's still not good, but he's also putting up like 7 boards a game this year. So
exactly,
much improved. If you thought he was amazing last year, I don't know why you're soft.
So much better. Yeah, I just don't understand the card prices right now. Christian Wood, Damien Lillard, Matisse Thybulle, and a green of my boy Carson Edwards. I'll have to contact the owner of that one. That's going to sleep. Be like, hey, do you wanna just like give that up, yeah? Like,
what's the total number at these days? You north of 2 yet?
I'm almost at 300, I think.
300. I feel like the last time I blinked, you were at 170.
Yeah, because this is coming up. This is to 10, I think, from memory. Is this one to 10? This is yes, to 10, and I have the 299 version coming in the mail from somebody as well. And I also picked up this Obsidian Auto, which is very pretty. And I stopped buying ones that I already had. And then somebody offered me something I couldn't refuse at like $5 from Optic. And then another guy offered me a slab for a price that I couldn't refuse. And I was like, yeah, okay. Let me just... Somebody's just tagging me on Instagram and I don't know why. Alright. So we've had one Zion out of this blaster so far. It's not been great. We haven't been like anything exciting. Jason Tatum, of course.
Having a hell of a year as well.
Vince Carter. Jarrett Culver. And a silver of Malik Monk.
Monk, there you go. Yeah, Cold Rose. I feel like with Malik Beasley really coming to fruition.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm flipping it over quickly. This could be interesting. Out of a blaster. Will Barton. Nikola Vucevic. Alright. Alan Semelegic.
Yeah. What is
it's just a court side. Yeah, I always see like and I think it's going to be something cool. It is a Ben Simmons at least. So congrats 76ers. Who had 76ers? Do you remember, Pat?
I do not remember. Names blow past me. It could be me and I wouldn't remember.
Let's have a look at Adam McVeigh has the 76ers, so he gets his it's funny because I'm pretty sure he was collecting Ben Simmons.
Is Ben Simmons more popular with Australian collectors just because his Australian roots?
I don't think so, because there's other Australians that just like their card prices are shit. But I think Ben Simmons.
If anyone out there just went, yeah, I'm just gonna collect Joe Ingles because you know he's my own. You know what I mean? Like in football, LaShawn McCoy is a local to where I grew up, so a lot of people are huge fans of him where I grew up. So.
Yeah, I think it's a bit weird here. Jaron Jackson Jr., Brandon Ingram, Romeo Langford, and Hamadal Diallo in the Mojo.
Diallo, yeah, he just got traded to the Pistons. There you go.
Alright, let's chuck this there. On to the second blaster now, before we get into our delicious dinner of a Revo box. Which, and I'm going to say this now, Revo is a little bit weird in my opinion because it's not guaranteed autos. I don't know how I feel about product without guaranteed autos. I'm not a big fan, but I did go in a bunch of Revo breaks. Austin Rivers, Kevin Knox, we got Taco Full. Does anyone hear him? And we have a Terrence Davis in the green, so we may as well just sleeve and toppy that now because it's a green rookie.
Yeah, you've been doing pretty well in your breaks, and so those have been Revo breaks, and you've just been getting lucky. Or do you think even though they have no guaranteed autos, there's still good shots at autos?
I have not been getting lucky. I thought
you had. I thought in mail time the other day you showed off all these sweet things you got in breaks.
That wasn't Revo. That was certified.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, certified I've been doing really well with. Put a whole bunch of that up for sale and auction today. I sold the red Tyrese Halliburton for $80 today, so that's out of here, which is great. Karis LeVert, De'Aaron Fox, a Kobe White rookie. That's nice. And that looks like a weird corner on a Jaylen Brown. Can't exactly tell. No, this looks fine. No, it is slightly bent. I'm real dubious on these premium stock cards because they're just like, they're usually a bit iffy. Like, iffy squiffy, he says as he drops the Kobe White. Yeah, like real prone to damage in the box itself, which is frustrating.
Well, it's like in Magic, like Japanese and Russian card stock is so much softer.
Yeah,
so much easier to damage.
That's interesting. Wonder what that is. That was a different back. Who knows at this point what the hell we get in these blasters? I haven't seen a really great blaster. Reggie Jackson, Chris Middleton, Taylor Horton Tucker THT. There we go. PJ Washington we got next in the holo.
I mean, that Hornets team has looked pretty decent this year.
Yeah,
we all were mocking the Gordon Hayward signing, and it looks like we were wrong.
It's like, he's actually like able to play. Whoops. We just thought he was really bad.
I remember everyone going like MJ worst GM ever. Like that was a common.
Well, that's a historical thing, to be honest. Like, because the team has been so bad for such a long time. And this year, everything changed. Everything changed. And I think that we're finally getting the team that we really want. It's going to be a Mojo at the back. Which is interesting, because maybe LaMelo will be the next GOAT. Who knows? Dion Waiters. Devin Booker. We've got Dwayne Wade in the tribute. And a Mojo of KZ Okpala with a massive fucking dent. It's only on the front of the card as well. Don't know if that is going to come up on camera or not. Just there in the name. But yeah, that's got a nice healthy dent in it. Awesome. Looks like it's supposed to be from the back. It must be in the printing.
What's the normal thing people do with this? Like when you open your super sweet card that's really banged up, you know, your Zion, your jaw, like what do people do?
You send it back to Panini. You log a request for damaged replacement, and then they send you something back in usually within 12 months.
Well, I guess it's better than nothing.
To be honest, it's it's KC. I wouldn't have fucking bothered. I'd just be like, yep, it's fucked. No one cares. It's a shit rookie.
Sure. I was mostly talking about like when it is the.
But if it was a sweet card, I'd absolutely raise hell. I'd fucking raise hell. No company gets away with that. No company. Not even Wizards. Jaylen Brunson. John Wall.
Been really good this year.
Seiko Doumbouya. And a red of Nicholas Claxton. That's nice. A red's number.
Everyone seems pretty excited for Seiko as well.
Yeah, Seiko's been playing pretty well.
I think Brunson. I mean, he's not exciting from a collector standpoint, but from a playing standpoint, he probably would be getting close to 6th man of the year. I think he's probably putting up maybe like one of the top 5 numbers off the bench this year. Definitely a 6th man of the year kind of candidate. So.
I need up. Chat. Hey buddy, what have I missed? Hey my Benny boy. Yeah, that's what you've missed. That's the only thing so far you've missed, because everything else has been trash out of these blasters, and I'll never be doing Hoops Premium again, and that's fine. So we got Kemba Walker. We got oh, that is a picture. Andre Robertson.
That is a picture.
Just why? We got a Dean Wade, and we have a silver of Luka Samanic. The wrong fucking Luka. It's the Luka nobody wants because nobody cares about. Although in saying that, Spurs have also looked much better this year for no apparent reason. Much better.
Oh my! Like I don't know. Like I expected them to be a bottom dwelling team, but they're just playing quite well. And they didn't even have Derek White healthy.
No, I think it just might be a case of things finally changing in the NBA. Because I've said forever that like the new rookies are going to shape, fucking KD, are going to shape the future of the NBA and change it a little bit. So maybe that's finally coming to fruition.
Yeah, this year's really the year of the big two. Like 2 of your big 3 candidates for MVP, Joel Embiid and Nikola Vucevic. These are 5s.
Yeah, exactly.
These are 5s.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Speaking of 5s that could be traded.
NBA City of Towns.
I'm curious how much longer he stays in Minnesota.
Not long. I'm saying like maybe 12 months. Maybe. Huerta, Bridges, Lamb, and DeMar DeRozan as a Mojo. Alright.
Wow. I mean, there's a Spur for us who's having a good year.
Yeah. Alright, let's move those over. Let's get to the main event, which is the big shiny box of Gorgeous Revolution. He says without actually poking himself with a... without poking himself with a scalpel for once, which is nice.
How important to you is the presentation of the box?
I honestly don't care.
Does nothing? No. It could be just have a exclamation point on it and you'd be happy. Pretty
much. I mean, look, at the end of the day, as long as it like tells me what the fuck is in the box, what do I care? Just so everyone knows, we'll just take all this inside shit out. See, like, Why? And it's printed as a cube, I guess. Whatever. Get it the fuck out of here. All right, Revo
Here we
time.
go. Ooh.
Let's hope there's something fucking sexy in here. Now I don't know the name of the different foils because I'm terrible, but I'm sure we will absolutely find out there's a Ben Simmons on the back. And these look, by the way, fucking amazing. This is the best Revo product I think that I've seen to date.
That is just a gorgeous card.
Super gorgeous. Also super hard to see. So what have we got? Damien Lillard.
Yeah, that's all Lillard.
Yep. We got a Chris Paul.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I think the same foily pattern. Yep. We've got Bradley Beal. Oh my god, that is stunning. What even is that? That's Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie, yeah.
Oh, there's a Ben Simmons Vortex. And that isn't numbered. That's the Groove? Yes, Groove. I keep forgetting it does say it on the back. Is it numbered? No. Groove is not numbered? Okay. Let's get out some sleeves. Get out some sleeves.
I mean, even the base cards like that Bradley Beal, they just look so good.
It looks like a premium product, and it's weird because I feel like you could have just done regular base cards and then saved this stuff for actual inserts.
I agree. Like as someone who's newer to sort of collecting, I collect a bit. Like they just look great. Like I would just happily I think what makes that cool is you could totally have this at a shop. Kids could see this and be happy about getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that the prices of these products are for kids these days, it feels like, but they just look so nice. Like if you're a Bradley Beal fan, that just looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, the same with these Vortex inserts. They just look amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. Just
I really wanted a box of this just for myself, and I was like, I should, but I can't. Just because it's just too expensive. I mean, in saying that, I do have a box of retail hoops coming that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. Oh, no one saw that Anthony Edwards. You know what?
Oh, baby.
Everyone saw him, alright? Anthony Edwards on the back.
Go.
Sorry, I spoiled it. I was trying not to, but these are hard to open.
Oh,
so we've got
PG-13?
Paul George, that is PG-13. We have DeMar DeRozan with some edge damage. Very slight, but I can see it in the light. We have Jaylen Brown. Again, just looks stunning. We have a Vortex of Damien Lillard. And, oh my god, the rookies look so good. Wow.
Look at that.
That is stunning. Anthony Edwards. Gorgeous rookie. Congratulations, Tin Balls. Gotta be happy.
I mean, like I said, you could be an Edwards collector. It might not be the most valuable in your collection, but it just looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks so good. I like this product already just looking at it. This is a very, very pleasant experience to look at the cards. Hard to figure out who they are, but very pleasant.
Yeah, they are fucking hard to see. In saying that, I think I just ran out of top loaders.
Oh no.
I should have another pack behind me on the shelf. It just means that I have to grab it, which is fine. But that means I have to take off my headset for a second.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah, Lillard's been something this year. I find that Trailblazers team real fascinating. Ooh, what brand top loaders?
I'm back.
What brand top loaders are they?
These ones are Select. I couldn't get any.
I ordered some of their top loaders the other day because I needed some new 180 points. And
correct.
have you seen the traders group? I've had massive problems. They won't send me my orders.
The what?
So they're called the traders. They have a kangaroo on the logo. Yeah.
You got fucked by the traders. Hey Steve, he just got fucked by the traders.
Is this a normal thing?
Steve got fucked by them with hoops months ago. I'm pretty sure it's the same group. Yeah, they just didn't send it, and they were like, yep, sorry, we don't have it, and we're gonna have to refund you. And then they didn't refund a whole bunch of people or some shit, and yeah, whole thing going on at the moment.
Far out. My mistake for winding up there.
Yeah.
So nice.
Steve
so
almost
nice.
fell for the traders top loaders. Wasn't it the traders who got the hoops through though? Or was that somebody else? Might have been somebody else. I might be wrong. But still, the traders, I know the traders are fucking dodge.
Well, he shows up in a bunch of the Magic group chats because he's in Melbourne.
Yeah, $5 a box, right? Yeah, that's the one. Ooh, Tyrese Halliburton on the back.
Ooh,
I'm spoiling.
Don't get me too excited. I'm sorry, excited. I can't wait to see this Tyrese.
Everything. All right, so we got J-Tay. That's a nice base. Yeah, probably
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams. Happy you can see them because trying to see them through here. Karis LeVert. We have that's gorgeous. Alexi, which is one of this year's rookies in the Fractal. Yes, the Fractal. Fuck me.
It's just yeah. They used. This product looks so good.
God, just so good. I should have gotten the Chinese New Year. I fucking knew it. Except they were like $300 a box, and I was like, but it's Chinese New Year, and I'll wait a couple of months, and maybe I can grab some at like $250 or $200 if I'm lucky. But this
product just drains out a bit.
So good.
You see, LeVert might make it back this year. He's recovered well from his kidney cancer.
I did see that, and I was like, oh, yeah, please come back to us. Look at that.
Tyrese.
Rookie
I'm excited.
Revolution Tyrese Halliburton. That is a great insert.
I'm gonna love when this arrives to me. That is awesome.
With your other stuff I've got on hold for you.
Yeah, we'll hold that for a while.
I remember.
Who knows? Maybe I'll see you in Radelaide.
Are you gonna come to Radelaide?
I've actually considered it. Like I haven't done any vending as a Magic guy, so I don't know. I was curious if the price of a table was cheap enough for me to give it a whirl. Should be.
It's going to be like, I believe at the moment we're looking at a tiered system, but at the moment it's looking like $250 per day, I think.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad, but we're trying. This one looks gorgeous, by the way. Brandon Ingram. That like gold down the side is completely unnecessary and absolutely welcomed. Jonte Murray.
No.
Kevin Love. And then, wow. Look at that. It's cracked ice. Fred Van Vliet.
Yeah, Freddie boy.
In the cubic? Yes, cubic. 44 of 50. Shame that has
nice.
to...
Whoever got Raptors should be pretty happy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Kevin Love.
No, that's Fred Van Vliet. That's Fred.
I know, but it's the same feeling. Like, how's Fred been playing? Has he been playing better? Or?
Yeah, he had like a crazy 50-point night the other night.
Oh, I will shut my mouth.
I think he's putting up like he's not doing as great this year, but Kyle Lowry's almost out of town. So
yeah. And a Tyrell Terry. It's a rookie. I know who's that. Oh yeah, okay.
I actually don't know who he is myself.
No. Oh man, these are so shiny. They're actually literally making my eyes freak out. Being partially blind, always helpful. This won't go in. There we go.
Oh, I was wrong. Fred VanVleet only had a 33-point night. Sorry,
not
a 50-point night.
Still good.
I think it's a 50-point. My friend had some on his team and he was thrilled. So. Just looking it up, I was like, oh, surely. What we got here. Don't spoil this one. There we go.
Yeah,
no
this
spoilers.
pack exploded on me. So we got Brandon Clark. We have the extremely shiny Lonzo that no one cares about.
Oh, he's improved a lot this year, though. He's improved a lot. I think he has the second highest 3-point percentage in the league now.
Michael Fultz.
Oh, poor what happened to him, but he'll come back. He'll come back.
Astro of Ja Morant. That's a cool fucking card to pull for somebody. Second year Astro. And underneath it, though, is a James Harden Shockwave.
There you go.
That's the pull of that pack. Yeah, Astro.
I was actually like thinking to this, like, there's a world where James Harden is the MVP this year. As insane as that sounds to say, has an MVP ever been traded mid-season?
I don't think so. It's not that insane to me, because I've always maintained that as much as I now hate James Harden because he's a giant fucking man baby,
he's such a gifted player. He's
anyone who, like Charles Barkley, like Shaq, like Jordan, anyone who plays the game to such a point where the rules have to be changed clearly shows how good that player is.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking clearly.
It's amazing him arriving with the Nets and just seamlessly going into the point guard position with Kyrie playing the 2 and
exactly.
Just how and he's putting up triple doubles and just
Astro, so good. 3 packs left. Aha. Hey, no, still upside down. I'm getting the hang of it. Getting the hang of these ones. All right.
Ooh,
so we
got here
Devin Booker. We got a Steph Curry. That's nice.
Steph's having a good year too.
Yep. Okay, that needs to go straight into a sleeve. LeBron James. Got another Astro underneath.
So the Chinese New Year version of this product, there was a Chinese New Year version?
Yep.
And was it also as equally shiny and
yes, but you don't get gorgeous, like fractals and Astros. Instead you get cracked ice of green, gold, and something else. Come on, Peyton.
Who was that card?
Peyton Pritchard.
Oh, that was Peyton Pritchard.
New Celtics rookie, who is absolutely killing it. Which is funny because somebody was like, shouldn't you be collecting them as a Celtics fan? I'm like, I'm not a Celtics fan. I'm a fan of Carson Edwards. I like the Celtics.
Do you have a team?
I don't really have a team.
I find that I have a team I don't have a huge team, right? Like, I guess I like the Sixers. Like, I'm a huge Eagles fan. Lived in Pennsylvania, but I don't have a team every year. Oh, who was that there? Is that... Can't even see the names in this. Who is that?
This one is Onyeka Onkungu.
There we go.
Adam says, hey Steve, if you wanted to pass that Damien set, I'd be happy to throw some cash your way.
Deals happening in the chat.
Yeah, it happens all the time. I'm quite happy for that shit to happen.
Oh yeah.
Like, especially considering Adam pretty much lives around the corner and Steve lives like a couple of subs away.
Oh, ain't too bad.
Steve, of course, from Trading Card Community Group Breaks. Lovely guy. Have been in a number of breaks with him and his channel, and he's done the same for me. I'm going to be helping out with his setup soon. We got a Mitchell Robinson. Something very shiny back there. We got a Derrick Rose. For the Jazz, we have a Mike Conley. And then we have another Astro. This one is a Klay Thompson. And then, wouldn't you know it, we were talking about him before, Zach Levine of Vortex.
This Vortex looks so good. This set looks so good. I keep saying it. I'll keep saying it.
So
you can get rid of some of the mutes on the back end and mute me completely saying it over and over again, but the set looks so good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we didn't put that one. You put your Tyrese in a top loader. What are we doing?
I really feel bad for Conley this year. I really thought Conley, with the Jazz playing the way, was going to make his first. He's never made an All-Star game.
No.
And I was just surprised he'd make it this year again. He's putting up good numbers. Like, he's been a consummate professional. Like, very good, not great player his whole career. But
and instead,
said Chris Paul made it. That was the head scratcher for everyone.
Pretty much.
And then Devin Booker only made it due to Anthony Davis sitting out. So
Revo for the win. Yeah, exactly.
I I think refiller sold me. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just like a pleasant product to look at. I'm sold.
I wish that I had more boxes of this. I also am a massive fan of certified as well. Yeah, certified just looks great. As soon as I get my money up from Top Shot, I might invest in a box of certified just for fun. Alright, last pack everyone, good luck. No auto yet, so you know. There's always a chance we just won't hit one, considering it's not guaranteed in these boxes. Which makes me sad. I think, as I've said like several times already. Hey! Came out the right way this time. Vortex Fractal? I was it? Hang on. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I love that we can see the shine in your face, Al.
Yeah, I know, it's great, isn't it?
Great.
I think it's a fractal. I can't... It's got lots of rings all around it. Yes, it's a fractal. Says it right there, right near his head where a blind man can't fucking see, Panini. You pricks. Someone's at the door. So what do we got here? We got a Christian Wood. We have Miles Bridges. We have Al Horford. I found how I can fucking see these finally. Oh, that's a fractal, is it? Of Victor Oladipo. Yep, it's a fractal. And our rookie is a Kira Lewis Jr. Alright. Well, look, I mean, wasn't terrible. I think the colored certified feels quite nice too. Yeah, the mirrors with the raised bits on them, like almost like an etched card, is pretty bloody cool. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in the Hoops Premium stuff. I don't think any of the Hoops Premium we've opened has felt particularly good. Have
you seen anyone open good stuff in it? Or is it just largely like...
I've seen people open autos from the fucking Fat Packs randomly. But no one's really cracked anything good. There was a couple of 101s that came out with Cherry. But I mean, the amount that they open is horrific. So they were bound to see like 1-of-1s. I think they saw a LeBron 1-of-1 and I think a Zion 1-of-1. But I think this box of Revo has been just the most amazing, just sweet box. Like, these look fantastic. Getting a fractal in one of the inserts was great. You know, getting the cool like rookie revolution Tyrese Halliburton. You know, it's just a rookie revolution. It just says number 13 on the back. But, I mean, look at it. It just looks so great compared to even the normal rookies, you know? Just so much about the set.
I think it was you put me onto, like, somewhere when I was first getting in and said, you know, if you like the look of it, that's what you should be collecting. Like, don't, you know, when people are out there getting into collecting, like, collect what you like the look of, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, this set has that kind of like feel, right? It's not like you're like, oh, I'm chasing this or that. Like, it's like, it looks nice. You can enjoy it. You can put it on a wall. You can put it, you know, wherever you keep your cards, and you can just look at it and enjoy the, you know, enjoy looking at the cards that you own. And that's the value in these. Like, it's a large part of the value in these.
Yeah, exactly. RE Premium, I think there must be a lot of stuff left. I think there's a heap of it out in the wild. I saw somebody recently trying to sell off blasters at, I think, $75 a pop or $70 a pop. I mean, that just kind of says how far people like myself and other breakers and just other, like, general people are like, I don't like it. Wish I didn't sleep on it.
Revo, yeah.
Revo is definitely... I almost feel like Revo is not better than certified because it doesn't have autos, and if it had a guaranteed auto or more, it would absolutely just be heads and shoulders above certified, for sure, because of how pretty it is. Again, I'm a big fan of parallels and inserts and that being the focus, but when you've got other product coming out that actually has autos in it, like 2 autos in a hobby box, forget money value, collect what you love, correct? Yes, exactly, yeah. But in saying that, like, with the insane prices of boxes, like, buying a hobby box and it not having autos doesn't make sense with how much those boxes cost. Even with certified, like even with hoops, where it's like one rookie auto and one vet auto, but most of the vets just suck ass, you know? Like it's very hard to like get a good vet auto. Same with any product.
That's like really interesting to me. Like when I collect baseball cards as a kid in America in the '90s, and I don't know, like the whole rookie or bust angle is neat. I don't understand to some degree why the market hates some of these like sort of vet cards later on. They're just not worth anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the difference between a Zion this year and last year is just like so massive, and I don't know, like it intrigues me that like I wonder if ever the market will go like, hang on a second, like back to those '90s Beckett baseball days where like card prices, like rookie cards still commanded a premium, but it wasn't the multiplier factor you see today, where it's just like boom or bust with multipliers.
It's very weird, especially with rookies these days. Like that, I like we were talking with, you know, Zion. So like Zion's stuff went down like 50%, and then went up a little bit, but it was almost like a Zion bubble burst. But Zion, like after he left people's consciousness, they were like, oh, we'll just write him off. And then he came back as a monster.
With LaMelo this year, and it's like it's not like Zion has done more than look. If your goal is that Zion is going to be one of the greatest of his or the greatest of his generation, he is on that pace still. He has done everything you've asked, and then like but everyone's just now obsessed with LaMelo. Not that LaMelo isn't amazing this year, but it's like the light can only shine on one thing. Like that goldfish memory kind of concept is happening almost. So it makes me wonder with that hoops premium stuff. Like once it gets really cheap, like considering you can pull Zion rookie stuff from there, I wonder if it's like someone sneakily out there is soaking it up and was waiting for when people turn back around and go, oh my God, Zion.
Yeah, and it's again, it's really weird and it blows my mind because, and I guess the same with like card prices in general. It's hard to kind of put my head around it, right? So like if a person plays really well in a game, they have like a blowout game, all of a sudden people are like sell, like put their prices way up, and then like look at Taylor Horton-Tucker, like a couple of really good games, massive burst, and then nothing.
Were they even games or were they preseason games? They were preseason games.
They were preseason,
right?
Yeah.
And his rookie card was selling for more than like you could like. There was like a video on it that I think like on Cherry about it. They were talking about it where he's like $600 Taylor Horton-Tucker rookies and like what could $600 get you at the time? And look at you, you're investing in some of these old vets like Shaq. Like it could have gotten you all these sweet things. And there's this guy who largely is probably not going to make it. Like 99% that Taylor Horton-Tucker never makes it anywhere. Like no offense to guys, he could be like a decent role player. But like the chances of him hitting, Shaq levels is like 1 to a million or a billion. There we go.
for your Taylor Horton-Tucker at the time, you could have bought a whole bunch of these in 10s. Really easy.
And like that's wild to me. And as everyone said, that was like the comment going around was just like, this is nuts. Like here you have one of the greatest of all time, and then you have Taylor Horton-Tucker who like could be out of the league in 3 years. And like, who's worth more? Like, you guess.
Ah, shit. I just dropped a whole heap of my shit. Because I wanted to make a point. Like, when you're looking at it in the grand scheme of things, I mean, there's this guy here, and his little buddies, he absolutely could have just been like buying really cheap and grading, and then maybe trying to turn a profit on later on. And then there's also, of course, Magic Johnson. This is the thing, right? Like, there is so much stuff that people were just like, I could spend my money on that, or I could just buy this like cool Taylor Horton-Tucker. Like, why are you buying THT at $600 anyway?
I don't know. Like I said, like that's the part of it. Like I said, as someone very new who I only started collecting that, basketball, like sort of a few months ago even, right? And you and I were talking, because obviously I come from Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to wrap my head around this, because Magic, obviously, the value of cards is utility-based primarily. They can see play. So, like, cards are valued based on how much people need them. And the utility of collecting here is a lot less. It's like, enjoyment. There's not like you can't do something with the card. So then I'm like, okay, wrapping my head. And then once again, I see things like the Taylor Horton Tucker bubble. And I'm just like, I don't understand shit.
Well, exactly. And I'm going to just quickly see if I can bring up Top Shot.
Please, I don't know. It's like, that's the interesting thing to me. Whereas you have these beautiful cards like, this Magic Johnson, these Shaqs. And these are like all-time greats.
Okay, 1 second. Because this is going to come into the discussion just quickly.
Still there, boss?
I'm here.
Cut out.
Yeah, I cut out. Can you hear me? It's just probably because Top Shot's loading.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Top Shot was loading, so it was having a moment.
Top Shot was loading. Oh, we're having a look.
We're having a quick discussion.
On our version of NBA Wall Street bets. Like, here we are. Let's log in. I did try to create an account. They still are stopping people from creating new accounts. Correct. I wanted to toy with it a little.
Yeah. So that PSA 9, this is that PSA 9 that I've got now, and the whole bunch of like loose rookies from Zion and Ja is because I traded for like literal physical Zion, which is great. If we have just a quick look, so we've got 1431. This will take a while, and I'm gonna like drop out of voice for a second while it does it. Can you still hear me, Pat?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right, good.
I can almost see this.
So what is this? 1431. Okay.
So this is 143. So people want the lower number, the better.
Yes,
I take it that's like the goal.
Yeah, the lower the better.
Unless it's their jersey number, right? Someone was explaining to me if it's their jersey number, it's like that's one of one basically.
Yeah, the same with like actual cards anyway. So let's go down to the 1/4s. So 149, 1431, don't we? So 1435, 1343, 14. Okay, so if we have a look from the lowest of this particular moment at moment, so we've got what? 950, 745. There's some 600s. Oh, I actually feel like buying those. There's another 600. This is the way I do it. There's a 590. 590. So 590 is probably the cheapest above where mine is worth at the moment. So mine is worth at least 590, if not a little bit less. Let's be honest. Nothing below that. I would still say that my moment is worth 550 because I've knocked 40 off that just because it's a lower number, makes it more attractive. Mine's already obviously traded. I got like $450 worth of trade value from it, so I actually cut myself short. There's a good reason to do that, and that is because a lot of people don't consider how would you put it? They don't really consider what it cost you. Okay, so the one thing to remember is that Top Shot cost me nothing. Okay, it cost me $9. That $9 I actually technically still have in the way of my Dapper balance, which is 1.6k USD at the moment. And a lot of people don't realize that if you've made such a profit off your $9, you still have your $9. Anything else you do is literally profit. So if you cut yourself short by $100 on a moment to get physical cards, you are literally making a profit. You are making a profit already. I've already done physical trades to the tune of $600, including $110 cash. I'm already ahead because I already got my $9 back.
Ahead.
Yeah.
There's like a real theory about this that so I guess for those at home, I buy and sell a lot of Magic, like a lot of Magic cards. I'm a very big vendor. And it's like this theory that like people like, and you see it like with the memes around Wall Street bets with like diamond hands and things. And people don't understand is that when you cash out of an asset, and this goes to anything, if you have somewhere else you think you can move the money to, fantastic. Like, it's only if you cash out and you're like just sitting on the money and it's doing nothing for you that I think you can lament and regret not maximizing your profits.
Mm-hmm.
But so long as you see another opportunity and you see like another move, like another place to park the money, like get out. Like it might go up higher the ladder, but once you've seen a price that you think is good and you have some data to back it and some anecdotal evidence, and like do it and move that money into the new thing. Like don't get caught in like this FOMO idea that like you're gonna miss it going to 10,000, because like you've still made your profit on it, you know. And like the whole time like the reserve list in Magic was shooting up, I was buying Chops at 500 and selling them at 600, then buying them at 700, selling them at 800. Like I rode the ladder the whole way up and kept flipping them when it made sense. And like I guess I could have sat on the original ones and waited till they hit the peak, but once I saw a price, I'm like, cool, and I'll invest that money somewhere else and invest it somewhere else, and that's really like exactly something most people can't need. Like there's a financial literacy there that I think like is sorely lacking when I talk to people and I try to explain it myself. So I think exactly what you've done is exactly correct. You've identified, I'm up a ton of money. There's other things I'd like to do. I'm taking a quote unquote loss, but it's not a loss. It's a loss on potential profits. It's opportunity costs that you've identified. I want these into physical cards, which I know I can sell at a profit. And like that's what you should be doing. Exactly.
So the Killian Hayes one, and you'll notice probably back then when I was showing the screen that I actually have another one now. There's a story behind that I'll put up in a sec. So I bought a Killian Hayes for $425. I listed it on the marketplace. It didn't sell. Somebody came to me from one of the Facebook groups because he was like, hey, I'm looking to trade slabs. Does anyone have anything? And I was like, I don't think I've got anything you want, but here's my account details. And he looked and went, holy crap, I want your Killian Hayes. That's awesome. Would you take this trade? And the trade was like $110 and 4 slabs. So I was like, well, let's see. Kobe PSA 9 is anywhere between $70 and $150, so I'm absolutely going to take that. Has a Michael Jordan in it. One of the Michael Jordans is like about $50, so I'll take that. That's almost $200 already out of the $425 that I quote unquote spent from my Dapper balance, which means that I didn't actually spend any money on it. I literally bought it with the balance I already had, where I've already made my $9. Then the $110 cash, so now we're at $310. There's still 2 cards to go. The Skybox Michael Jordan, which is about $120. So now we're already at like $430. And then the other slab, which was, hang on, it's this pile here. Other slab, what was the other slab? So we had the Michael Jordan, the Kobe Bryant, the Michael Jordan, and the slab I sold. Damn, what was it? Well, it was another slab anyway. I
think you showed it in one of your videos.
I did.
I mean, but like once again, like what you're doing is like, it's what happens. Like the reason the reserve list in Magic has shot up so much is because Bitcoin is so high, right? And people want to cash out of crypto, which is another untraceable, untrackable asset, into a different asset class. And so that's why there's been a big run on Magic cards and Pokemon and a lot of these other things, because, a lot of it I think has to do with crypto, because people want, different asset class, like you can spread your risk, you can change your portfolio, et cetera, et cetera. And like there's nothing wrong with that. Like you theoretically are quote unquote taking a loss, but once again, like as you and I have talked about repeatedly, as I ask you every other day, like people can't cash out a Top Shot yet. And I would argue the moment people could cash out really effectively, like the market might collapse under the weight of everyone running with the money. Like they're probably purposefully delaying it a little bit to stop a run on the bank per se.
I absolutely. Oh, it was the LeBron 2006 Topps Chrome Finest. That's what it was. That I sold for $110.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and I was going to keep it because I'm like, it looks really cool. But somebody put up a post going, hey, does anyone have any like under $200 slabs going for LeBron? And I was like, I've got this one. And so I sold it for like $110. And I'm like, oh wait, now I'm up like, I'm literally actually up now an extra $100. So
yeah.
2006
so do you think,
SP 2005.
Do you think they're going to let people cash their money out easily? Or so my opinion is if the moment they do, this is going to get nutty. Like things are going to liquidate out too quick.
Absolutely. So here's the problem. At the moment, there's a false scarcity because people can't take their money out, because people are just going to reinvest that money back into moments. And I was actually about to explain this as well, because my reasoning behind buying the new Halliburton that I bought for 380 is because nothing was around that price range above it. Everything was far more expensive, and I was like, oh, that's a steal, so I'm going to buy it. Even if I don't like sell it on the marketplace again, I'll just keep it in my collection because I don't care. The problem with that is that once people can take money out en masse, people such as myself will absolutely take money out en masse. I'll leave like maybe $100 in there, maybe $200. I'll take everything else out. Because to me, I can then spend that on physical investment into cards that I want, right? The big explanation there is that if I was going to, let's say, buy more Shaquille O'Neal, right? Absolutely. If I was going to spend money on grading, if I was going to buy maybe some more graded Zions, which absolutely I would, and try and aim for some silvers, which is something I really want to do, is absolutely what I'm going to do with that money, because I'm then reinvesting it back in, and it's money that basically came from nowhere, reinvesting it back into myself, to try and maximize my profits. Which is
so how much trading do you think is going on? Like, you've obviously done a bit of it on Top Shot. How many people out there are who, I'm guessing the people who have 20 million can't do it, but how many of the people like you who are like, you know, threw your $9 in and have a few grand, or just like slowly liquidating bits to anyone who will buy it? Like, is it happening more?
I absolutely think it is, and there's an easy explanation to that, and that is business model. If your business model is giving people the moments that they can sell on only on your marketplace and they can't sell them anywhere else, hey Blizzard, looking at you and how well WoW works with gold is exactly the problem, right? So before you could actually cash out on, wow, you're on a late night run? Yeah, I sure am. Before you can actually cash out, and we know that this is a problem, what are you going to do with the money, right? Some people are going to reinvest it into moments, which is technically fine, but you've got to look for your best deals. Don't look for your big deals, look for your best deals, right? Your best deals are going to be obviously LeBron if you've got the money, right? Because that's a best deal. However, you're also going to have the people like me who are going to be looking for outside investment option, which means I want to give you a moment. I want to take your slabs because they're physical. You still get what you want. I get what I want because that's me cashing out. Because if I can't,
do you reckon anything insane's happened? Do you reckon people are trading cars and stuff yet? I'm purely like, have you heard any crazy stories yet around it?
I did hear a crazy story about it, and again, it's a story. I can't guarantee it's true. I can't confirm it, but you're right.
Sure.
I do believe that somebody traded an entry level sports car, Hurricane, for some Top Shot moments.
There you go. I still recall when I saw the first time like someone had sold their house for Bitcoin. I think it was like Cairns, and that still was like one of those like watershed moments. And so I guess I was curious. Like, I'm sure like as people can't cash out longer and longer, more people will be trading these Top Shots for different asset classes.
Yeah,
I guarantee you'll hear about jewelry being exchanged. Like, I was just curious if you had run into any of it yet. I'm sure we'll hear the stories in the fallout eventually.
I mean, look, when it comes down to it, if I'm doing $500-$600 deals for moments, like physical deals for moments, there's definitely absolutely people out there doing it. I don't want to. Hey, Top Shot, I don't want to. Let me get my fucking money out. Like, it's now been over 2 weeks since I did my KYC. Now they've come out with information different to their website. The website says up to 30 days before I can start actually withdrawing the funds. Their new thing is like, hey, we're trying to automate everything so it's easier. We want to make sure that people aren't money laundering though, because those rules are really murky.
Do you have any worries it's just like a pyramid scheme? Like, I mean, you're only in $9 to find your way out.
No.
But is there any actual concern?
No, because I have a friend, Carpet Punter, who's actually been on the show, who can withdraw money.
Okay. Okay.
So if I didn't know anyone that could, and it was just hearsay, I'd be so fucking super worried. So
I was about to say, if from the outside, because I always ask you, I talk about this almost every other day with you.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who's not like, it just like it fails every one of my smell tests and eye tests. You know, like
Exactly.
I'm just like, this thing just looks like a scam. It looks like a scam to the outside. But
so
I feel like what's driving people to it is FOMO of like, you spent $9, you're up to $2,000. Like,
yeah,
everyone's like, yeah, baby, get me in on that action. Like,
well, that's it, right? Like I spent what $14 or $9 or whatever on this latest pack. I got a mid-range LeBron, a mid-range Giannis, and a Draymond green, which is like a bad Draymond green. It's such a high serial number, nobody cares. But it's that thing of like, it's the same gambling thing of you buying a booster pack in a store. Like, I might hit big, I might hit that low LeBron, like even hitting a LeBron is still a couple of $100, like.
So you spent $14 on this pack.
Yep.
And like, what's the value of the pieces you got out of it roughly?
About $700 to $1,000.
Jeez. And like, so how? And you didn't even you did fine. Did you do well? Like, are there people opening
No,
packs that are only
I did
$14?
fine, right? So
you did fine.
The LeBron itself is probably most of that cost, probably about a good $400-500. The Giannis is maybe about $200, depending on how the market goes. The Draymond's not even worth my time. It's like maybe $10. Like, no one's gonna care. It's Draymond green. It's a really high serial number. It's like towards the 30,000 mark, and there was like 35,000 plus made. So whatever. No one, just write that one off. Somebody in our chat in the Cherry group hit like a single digit card, and I think it was a LeBron. And he was just like, guys, I think I did it. And it's like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Because that's
so what's he do? What's he do? Does he literally sell that for like, I mean, what's it worth on the market? If it's worth 50, 100,000 on the marketplace?
I'm pretty sure he put it up for like 5K and it sold immediately.
5K and just sold immediately.
Just sold immediately. And he was like, I think maybe I put it down too low. And I was like, dude, how much have you invested in Top Shot? He's like, oh, I don't know, like $30. And I'm like, cool. How much money did you just make from that sale? 5,000. Okay. So where is the problem here? And he's like, yeah, but I could have gotten more. And I'm like, no, you're thinking about it as a gambler, not as an investor, right? So there's two different types of investors in these kinds of things. There's the gambler and there's the realist. The realist will be able to separate out and go, I don't need this thing. This thing doesn't, make my life terrible, but it also doesn't make me happy. I'm not putting my house on the line. I'm not gambling. I'm literally just buying a pack with some extra money to see what I get. And, oh, this is great. Whereas the gambler is always like, I sold it, but now I have regrets about selling it because I think I sold it too cheap and I could have gotten more. And if I held it for longer, then maybe I could have gotten more, or it could have crashed, but I wouldn't have minded like gambling that one out a little bit more and seeing if I get more. Like, no, don't do it. That is the definition of having a problem. And that's what
to play devil's advocate. Like, there's a question, like, if he sold for 5K but he should have sold it for 10 or 15, like that there is that counterpoint. Like, yeah, I'm happy with, like you and I talked about, like, you take a haircut, maybe a 20% haircut because you're transferring it to a different asset class, etc. But if that LeBron, if he sold it for 5, he should have sold it with an extra 0 on the end or something. Well, that's obviously a mistake.
Well, that's just, it feels bad. That's just a mistake at that point. Like,
yeah.
And this is the one thing. If he should have sold
it for 10K, like, okay, like maybe that's also a mistake. But
yes,
if it was worth 6 or 7, then you take the 5, dude. Be happy.
Exactly. And that's the thing I always say to people is like, don't worry about anything underneath your moment. Look at everything above your moment. And have a look at what the cheapest thing is above your moment. If there's only one moment above your moment that's the cheapest, and it's like, let's say $200, but everything else is like $1,000, that person is absolutely undervalued that card, and you should probably just snap that shit up and hold it, right? Or even just relist it amongst the price of the other ones. Because what you're doing is you are also manipulating the market, not in an illegal way. in an absolutely legal way, because you're not really changing anyone else's prices. You're literally buying the cheapest moment that's above your moment and then relisting it to the same price or roughly around the same price as the ones near it. You're actually going to make a profit. And that's what I did in the early days of Top Shot. That's what I couldn't understand, because people weren't playing that market correctly. And I was like, well, here's all these moments that are all really expensive, and here's this like 2 or 3 in the middle that are just like really cheap. There's no reason to do that.
There is a level up. Like I used to think you had to be the cheapest available, and then like I kind of realized, talking into Magic vendor buddies, like if you're the cheapest available, like that means you have no stock. Like you need to price it at a point where like you're still attractive for people to buy from, but you're not running out of stock all the time. Because if you're the cheapest, you're never going to have anything to sell. You're just going to be shortcutting yourself deals repeatedly.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, it's like happy medium you have to find. Like, and like largely, like, you know, one of my level up moments, like learning to buy and sell cars, was learning to like, yeah, sometimes set a price for like, I go, yeah, this card is trending upward. I'll set a price that's ambitious. If someone comes and buys it, that's fine. But in 3 months' time, it's going to be worth that anyway. Like, I will sell it eventually. Do I need the capital today? No. And then if I went, once again, back to the original thought, if I went, oh man, I have this like other investment opportunity. These other cards are really underpriced. I want to buy these. Okay, maybe I'll sell this for what it's worth now. I won't ride it to the top because I think the other thing is going to grow faster.
Yeah.
I'll transition my assets to a new class.
I think
so
when it comes to this stuff, I'm a little bit different as well, because like I come from a very poor family. So I look at money a little bit different, I think, to some people as well, even people like middle class. Because when you grow up in that environment, like every dollar absolutely counts, and sometimes you get to splurge on a little thing, and it's like the coolest shit ever. But you also look at those investments with the eye that you're scrutinizing every transaction you do to make sure you're doing the right thing. And I think that's one of the things I've noticed with some of the Top Shot people that I know, that they just don't have, that they'll just make what I consider like a pretty stupid decision because they can make the stupid decision, and they didn't actually just think about it at all. They were just like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing, and it's like, I think I did the right thing. What do you think? It's like, no, you didn't. Like, you really didn't. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's a whole thing. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm the know-it-all on Top Shot. I've been, literally feeling my way around to get to where I am. But obviously using stuff that I found in like from vendoring myself, from running stores, from running businesses, and applying some of those like sales techniques and some of those buy-sell techniques as well, to try and like
I think that's
level up my balance.
Wildly important, right? Like, I think it's all about I think it's like this big learning curve, and I often when I talk to people within my industry, I'll often catch them like trying to skip steps, if you will. And it's like, no, like you're gonna take lumps along the way. You're gonna learn. You're gonna have different attitudes and different sort of methodologies and ways. And there's no right answer. It's a question of like, are you comfortable with this strategy? Do you know how to implement it? Like, some people like are happy to, as we say, diamond hands and try to rise to the top, and other people are more nimble and are happy to like grind the little bits of value out every angle. And I think there's a lot of different strategies involved. And like I said, I think Top Shot, like I said, it's fascinating. Like, from the outside looking in, it's fascinating.
And it's weird because as somebody was saying like, oh, so it's kind of like Bitcoin. And I'm like, it's nothing like Bitcoin. Like, nothing at all. And like, there is nothing like Top Shot. You cannot compare it to usual NFTs or anything like that, because like CryptoKitties died in the ass real quick, as soon as people could cash out. That's one of the things that killed it. This is very much made by the same people, and the same thing might happen, but this is tied specifically to NBA. Do you think they'll ever get their ass sued for royalties? No, because they are absolutely in league with the NBA. This whole thing is them being like having contracts with the NBA, Steve, so no way that's going to happen. Someone on J-Harm's group sold an 18k LeBron. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Shane had some good advice. You have to sell it, so if you can do it. I don't understand that one at all. Because if you have to sell it, like, why do you have it in the first place? Like, if you have to sell it, obviously
you have to sell it so you can do it. Like, I don't. If you have to sell it,
I don't know. It says he literally says Shane had good advice. You have to sell it. So if you can do it. I don't know what he means.
So if you can,
Let me know,
comment,
Steve.
do it.
Do us a quick breakdown
We'll fix it.
because
It's like one of those like photos where like you could put the sort of apostrophes and commas in different places and the meaning changes.
yeah, it really is. But I think that in the long run, and it's something that somebody was asking me, should I hold moments? And it's like, I mean, it's the same as basketball cards. Like, I can't tell you whether you should hold that Jordan rookie or sell it now. Like, Jordan rookies have been sliding in price. I highly suspect the Jordan rookies with the next sale, there's one currently up on Goldfin's auctions. I think we're going to see rookie cards for Jordan hitting the 1 million mark by the end of this year for a PSA 10, or a pristine 10. But would I tell people to hold on to Jordan rookie cards at the moment? Well, not exactly. I mean, it depends on if you need to sell it. If you don't need to sell it, then what's the point of asking if you should sell it? Because if you don't need to sell it, why would you sell it? No good just listing it and sitting there. Yes, I get what you mean, but in the same vein, make money work for you, don't work for your money, is the way that kind of shakes out. And the point that we've been discussing is like how to look at investment and look at how you are treating those investments rather than looking at them and saying, I've got this investment. You're actively looking like, all right, is now the best time for me to change? Is this now the best time for me to move this investment from one thing to the other? Yes, no. By having a look at the actual market itself.
I see what Steve says. He says like I got 250, but I could have got 400. But
yeah,
sold.
Exactly.
Well, I think the question largely here, Steve, like I was talking about earlier, is what did you do with that 250? And if the answer is at 250, you're like, yeah, like I spun it into something else that's also going to make me money. I don't mind it. But if you just did nothing with that 250, like that's like I was talking to a friend of mine who's not as active in buying and selling Magic cards, and like I told him, like, look, hold your duels, like ride them up a bit higher, because like you don't have the time or effort to like keep spinning them into new assets and selling them. Like you're better off just holding it like long term, like you would like a mutual hedge fund or something. Like whereas I myself, like I do it for a living, so I'm more nimble. Like I'll buy it, sell. I have a good investment opportunities in front of me, and it's like that's one of those questions. Like often when I see a good investment opportunity, I'll start liquidating assets I like. But it's because I see a new investment opportunity. And if you're good at identifying investment opportunities, and this is something you have to be honest with yourself, but if you pick winners per se, or you're good, you have a system, or you seem to understand the market, and you're picking things that are doing well, then selling at that 250 to go buy into the new thing before it spikes is really good. But if you find that you're picking a lot of things that don't make money, well, then like that's a whole different kettle of fish. Like then suddenly riding it to 400 is more correct, because the 250 is not as likely to net you what you would have gotten if you had tried to ride it out to 400.
Exactly.
And that's like the old concept of opportunity cost, which is a wild. I've given this lecture. My brother still lives in America. I wish they would teach better financial literacy. Like my parents didn't do a great job with me. We were lower middle class, but I wish at school level somewhere like financial literacy was taught. Like I feel like I had to learn a lot. Like I maxed out a credit card as a kid, like pretty young, and had to deal with that nonsense, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I didn't have a high level of financial literacy when I was younger, so I kind of wish I had.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I think we're getting to that time where we should probably wrap this up. You need to come on a mail time at some point, because I think that it's very interesting doing exactly what you're talking about, using the money because it's there. Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right, well look, that was a great break. How did you feel about that break? Being
I enjoyed it.
Participants.
Like I said, I'll say it one last time. The Revo stuff looked awesome, man. Looked mint.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked for the Tyrese I opened, but I like the look of it. Like I'd be harassing you and going, hey, I'll pay extra to get all of my bulk sent just because I love the look of it. Like I'll just stare at it. It's nice. Like I can imagine framing some of this up in some fun way. So. A ball. I hope I didn't talk too much, or my accent wasn't too bad, but I'm a fast talker for an American.
Less jarring and actually less fast talking than I was imagining, to be honest.
I'm notorious for it. Notorious for it.
Nah, you were fine. You sound like one of us, to be honest.
That's what my parents say now.
All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk real soon. Thanks for listening to us beat on about Top Shot and investment. And I hope that some of those lessons you can take with you. Again, we can't provide you with any kind of financial advice, blah, 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 Australian, blah, 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 ASICs, blah, blah, blah. Go and do your own shit. We don't give a fuck. Speak with your financial counselor or with an accountant. But absolutely, you should be teaching yourself how money works. And that's pretty much it for us. Pat, if they're looking for you, where can they find you?
I run a Magic the Gathering auction site called Josh and Pat's MTG Bazaar. I'm not on Twitter, probably a good thing. I would get destroyed on Twitter. Yeah, so you can find me there. If you find me on Facebook, I'm just in my Eagles jersey with Fly Eagles Fly painted on my face.
All right, everyone. Catch you later.
Adios.